Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Girl, I feel so fly right now. I love my makeup. Shout out to those of you guys who watched me put it on. I just did a get ready with me. It was an hour of 18 minutes of Kiki about all of the cast drama. If you guys missed it, I'm sorry, but it is still up so you can watch it if you like to. But it's hard to watch a live show backwards because there's just a lot of ums and ahs and there's no editing and... Woo, but girl, we had a good old time. So I know you guys are going to want to know what's on my lips because I know I look fly. So let me tell you, it is Flat Out Fabulous by MAC. Yep. It's a retro pink color. I absolutely love this color. Let me get closer to the camera. I feel like I'm a little far away. Let's go ahead and jump into this good video. But first, don't forget to like and subscribe, you guys. Liking helps my analytics so much. Subscribing makes sure that you hit that notification bell so that you know whenever I put up a video so that you don't miss any live videos that I put up. I'm going to be doing a lot of lives this month because I work so much and the only way I can get this content out to you guys is by doing a lot of lives. So be prepared. I will try to give you notice. Sometimes I can't and it's on the fly like today and yesterday. Okay, let's jump into this episode, you guys. This was a good one, but I feel like next week's is going to be even better. This episode was way too much Eric and Leida, okay? Look at my pillows. You guys, I just like, this is so... the sun is going down. It's a different vibe than normal. I do love this lighting though. Got your girl melanin poppin', looking real melanated and she's feeling it. Did I say that? I don't even think I did. Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! Welcome to another episode of A 90-Day Fiancé. This is season 6, episode 7. I don't know what it's called, and we're gonna jump right into it. The first couple that we're gonna talk about is Eric and Leida, and they spent way too much time talking about them. But first, we have to talk about Eric's shirt, because it is inappropriate. I don't know if he was doing an homage to like Leida's dad, or maybe that's some kind of Jakarta look. Maybe she brought it from him, but he wore that shirt with some black cargo pants and some like army tan sand boots, and I was not feeling it, and I was offended because that shirt could have been cute on the right person. So it was just way too much. It was a lot of expectations not being met, and it was just her whining the entire time. First, she's mad that Alessandro woke up cranky and jumping in her bed. Then she's upset about the bed, which I would be upset about the bed too. No shade in that. And then they decide to go furniture shopping. And so he takes her to a furniture shop and he has no idea the price point or anything. I don't know if the producers decided to do this little trip to this furniture shop, but he wasn't prepared to purchase anything and therefore did not purchase anything, which pissed her off, and now she wants to call off the whole wedding. But let's rewind. The first thing they do is go to the venue of the wedding, and it is so basic, but it is in his budget, and that's what he's going to do. And so that's thing number 1 that happened that pissed her off. Thing number 2 that happened that pissed her off is then they go to look at the flowers because she's like, okay, I could take this basic ass setting, but we're gonna have to zhuzh it up with some flowers. He's gonna go to this flower shop with a $400 budget, and then she's gonna bring up pictures of her Jakarta wedding, and the florist is like, no, not on your budget, honey. One of those beautiful bouquets is gonna cost your entire budget. And she's just like, so finally he decides to up the ante and he can go double on the flowers budget. We then find out that her parents aren't coming. It's gonna be a very small wedding. It's only gonna be 25 people, but her parents can't make it. And we know why her parents can't make it. They're not coming to this sham-ass wedding for her to marry this poor-ass man, okay? They are not into it. Raina doesn't agree, Daddy doesn't agree, Mama, where is she? What does she even say? Not even one time. Leida is all on her own, feeling alone, feeling like her husband needs to come through and validate this entire situation. She's basically giving up her family for him. And he is like, honey, you're gonna have to temper your expectations. And she's like, you promised me. Sounds like a lot like Anfisa and George. You promised me. And then he can't even come with it. He thought she would be reasonable, and she's absolutely not reasonable. Absolutely not. I'm really glad that this episode did not include Tasha at all because I was really disgusted with the way Eric and Leida kind of ganged up on Tasha in social media these last 2 weeks, and she's had to come out and defend herself, and she's come out looking like the victor. At the end of the day, she's 19 years old, and Eric and Leida are grown people, and they are being this way to her. And Eric is actually her dad, and he's being this way to her, throwing her under the bus for Leida's sake. So I don't know what the power of Leida's pee is, but it is powerful. Power of the pee. So at the end of the segment, Leida has decided that she is going to go on ahead and just say she wants out of this marriage. She wants out of this wedding. It shouldn't even happen. She's going to go back home. But we all know it's not going to happen. We've seen the pictures. Spoiler alert. they get married. Okay, so the next couple that we're gonna talk about is Ashley and Jay. Ashley and Jay infuriated me. I was uncomfortable because, let me just start at the beginning. So first in the beginning with Ashley and Jay, Ashley is getting some coffee out of her Keurig coffee maker. It's beautiful. She's in her cute little shorts. Jay comes into the kitchen and they end up having a conversation about the night before, about Jay getting up and leaving and about how upset Ashley was. Side note, we find out that Ashley actually has lupus, and so that's why she was looking a little sickly and tired in the last video, or in the last episode, was because she was just come out of the hospital with a bout of lupus. So there's that. Let me put this light up a little bit. So Jay comes downstairs and he apologizes. He's basically like, I'll let you know where I'm going. I don't want us to fight. I want us to be happy. You know, you're my only person out here. I apologize. And it was really nice. It really starting to make me see that Jay is more adult than what I would normally like to believe. Like, normally I'm just kind of like, he's just a kid. But like, Jay is mature. I mean, for now. Ashley has basically planned the entire wedding, so Jay really doesn't have to do anything. She even picked out his tux. Like, he's wearing like a maroon tux. He's not even wearing a black tux. I think low-key though, that maroon tux and all his gold jewelry is gonna look bomb, right? Jay's gonna look so good on his wedding. He's been taking her car, which is so interesting. Is he driving without a license? He must be driving without a license. Which I guess they live in a really small area because it doesn't look like he's getting on any crazy highways, just kind of going around, which I guess is fine. We all know he knows how to drive. Maybe he has an international license. I'm not sure. Or maybe he just came here and took the test. Like, maybe that's one of the things that he could do because he is on a K-1 visa. And maybe they just went ahead and did that. So, like, all of the people who are from another country are a little bored at this point because they don't have a visa and they can't work. So they're literally just sitting at home. So I'm actually kind of excited that he did go out and get his license. So then this is the part that gets annoying. So later on in the episode, they go to the wedding venue and it's in a barn and it's actually really cute. They're on their way home and Ashley is looking at her phone. She starts to say things like, oh my God, like, oh, what is this? And she's getting a lot of text messages from her friends and family because apparently something is going down on her wedding website. What a wedding website is, I do not know. I guess it has all of the information about the wedding. It seems a little public, but maybe it's a new thing that's happening with couples where they just put all the information on a website so that anybody they can invite or anybody that they invite can just go there and get all the details. But apparently there's a lot of racist comments on this site. I mean, a lot. And she's saying like hundreds, and they're all anonymous or made up names, and she has no idea who's doing them. They are threatening her, they're threatening Jay, they're saying some really negative things, and for whatever reason, producers ask her to read them out loud, and she does. And I am so frustrated and angry at this as I'm watching it. I don't want to hear any of this. I'm being forced to hear the disgusting, deplorable, despicable things that these horrible racists are saying about my brother Jay, and I am instantly angry. I'm just like, I literally yelled at my TV and I was like, stop reading it! Like, that's how mad I was. Like, stop it. We don't need to know how terrible these people are. Like, it pissed me off. She's upset because this is happening on her turf. And then he's frustrated because he's never dealt with this kind of racism. There's a very specific and special kind of racism that you get from racist white people here in the US. She's overwhelmed and doesn't know what to do. He feels pressure. She feels pressure. He's angry. He wants to go out and do something, but he can do nothing. She's like, I didn't know I lived in a place that was racist. And we're just like, why don't you know that? You know, I get why she doesn't know, right? Because she's never had to deal with this in her life. She's only dealt with it like those people are racist. Nobody here is racist. I've not heard anybody around me saying any racist things. Nobody I know would do something like that. But people you do know would do stuff like that, and they have. And I really feel bad for Jay, and it seems like some point during the confessionals he starts to cry out of frustration. And like, Bretta. And she's like, how can someone hate someone just because of their skin color that you don't even know? And I'm like, welcome to America, Ashley. I'm glad that this, now that you're actually with a black man, has caused you to have all these critical thoughts about race. So the next couple that we're going to talk about is Fernanda and Jonathan. So Jonathan wasn't in this segment at all. It was just Fernanda, Jackie, and Ceci. And Jackie and Fernanda go to the wedding shop. They're waiting for Ceci. They don't know if she's going to show up, which, I mean, she's obviously going to show up. So we find out from the previous episode that Ceci is a little bit, She's a little sassy when she finds out that Jonathan is going to pay for this wedding dress. She's like, oh, you're paying for it? Like, who else would pay for it? Like, yeah, Jonathan's paying for the wedding dress. Fernanda starts to try on dresses. Jackie's trying to calm her mother down because her mother is like really overwhelmed and like getting like frustrated and angry about the whole situation. Fer comes out in a dress that is beautiful. The back is lovely. And Ceci makes a comment about Fernanda's dress, like, you need to find something more your age. And it's like, what does age appropriate mean? Like, the dresses are beautiful. I didn't understand what she was saying. They were conservative dresses, and Ceci kept saying you need to find age appropriate dresses, and I didn't understand what she was saying in that moment. So then Fernanda's like, no, and she gets off and tries on another dress, and it's a little bit more youthful. Her boobies are out. It's bouncy. It's got like that kerchief like skirt, and I think Ceci liked that dress a little bit more, but Fernanda didn't like it. And then Jackie's like, well, what would your mother say? And Fernanda like starts to cry, and then Ceci's heart melts, and she gets up and she gives Fernanda a hug because she starts to realize that, like, even though she's mad about this entire situation, there's a 20-year-old girl in front of her who is trying on wedding dresses for the first time, and her mother isn't there to help her through this process. So she relents and starts to be nice. So then Fernanda goes and tries on another dress, which is very conservative and like very classic, but so beautiful. I mean, the back is out. It's beautiful. And the dress is only $1,900, and it's great on her. So I think they decided to go with that dress, and all's well that ends well. So the next couple that we're going to talk about is Asuelu and Kalani. If you watch my Get Ready With Me, I spilled a little tea about the back story with these two, or like new information that we've gotten. There's some texts that are going around between the woman that Asuelu allegedly cheated on Kalani with, between Kalani and that woman, talking about Asuelu and whether or not Asuelu was cheating. There were some accusations made that apparently Asuelu pushed Kalani up against a wall. Who knows? But I think that information needs to come out, because right now her and her whole family are in a very bad light because of their treatment of Asuelu. And if that is the person that Asuelu is, we need to know. I don't want to keep hating on this family. His son is more Samoan than white, and he loves that part of his son. And he loves the fact that Kalani is American and I just can't. It's too much. It's like the colonialists or the missionaries or whoever has gone to Samoa to make them feel less than is pissing me off. We start off with they're in Utah, and I don't know what they're doing, but Asuelu's bringing down boxes to the basement, and they're kind of talking about meeting with Kalani, because Kalani is coming to Utah to hang out with them and see what's up, right? So Lini gets there, and she tries to speak to Asuelu. Asuelu is ready to embrace Kalani. He thinks everything is going to be okay, but Kalani is not quite sure. So they go out to lunch, and they get into an argument because Asuelu says that he doesn't feel like Kalani has taken in his family and has really loved and supported them. And she gets upset because she's like, I've done a lot for your family. I went back to Samoa when my baby was 2 months old against my father's wishes, which I'm just like, you at that time, miss, you were what, 28? Why? What do you mean against your father's wishes? Like, you know, a daddy's girl to a daddy's girl. Like, I can't even imagine a scenario where my dad's like, you can't do that. Don't do that. And I'm like, I'm going against your wishes. Like, I'm grown. What? That's what she said. She went against her father's wishes, went to Samoa to show Oliver to Asuelu's family, and that's what she did for his family. I want to know what else she did, because like that doesn't seem like that big of a stretch. I mean, maybe it is. I don't know. And the reason why she's upset and the reason why he's saying everything that he's saying is because I guess they were on FaceTime with Asuelu's brother, and Asuelu's brother said, oh, she's cute. When you're done with her, pass her to me. And for whatever reason, Asuelu's like, okay with that, or maybe he's like, it's just a joke, like you shouldn't be so upset, but that shit is not funny. I'm 100% on Kalani's side. That shit is not funny. That shit is disgusting. You gonna let your brother talk to me like that and kiki and laugh about it? No. 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 And then he gets quiet and doesn't say anything. And he won't respond to her, and he just says he wants to go, so he gets up and leaves, right? And so then Lini's like, is he always like that? Does he always just shut down on you when you know? Because I feel like Kalani was coming at him with some very real shit, you know what I'm saying? And she was crying, and like, you know what I'm saying? It was a time for him to defend himself, but he just sat there. And I was like, he is immature. But even before this happened, they went and wedding dress shopping with her mom, who hurt herself. Lisa hurt herself, poor dear. Kalani didn't even really want to try on wedding dresses. Like, she just felt like it was wrong. And I was like, girl, listen to your gut instinct. Don't marry Asuelu. I know that I was feeling a little bit different last episode, but when those alleged texts came up and the way he behaved about this whole situation with his brother and just her instinct to not marry him, like, she needs to follow that instinct. Because if those texts are real, then, like, I mean, I don't think he cheated on her because, like, they were in different countries, you know? But, like, I do think that he isn't as quiet and docile as I once thought he was. There must be something that's going on, and I want to know what it is. I really do, because I want to be on their side. So yeah, that's it. That left on a really weird note. It's the first time I'm ever feeling like negative about Asuelu. I don't know how I feel about it. I still don't like Nicholas though. Oh, and his boo-hole hurting. I know I forgot to mention boo-hole last time. There was just so much happening with him being on that dang bike to begin with that boo-hole just kind of like slipped my mind. What is up with his English? Why would he even say boo-hole? So weird. All right, so the next couple that we're going to talk about is who? I don't even know. Steven and Olga. Girl. Steven. Oh. I know he's doing his best, and I know it's coming from a good place, but he really does sound like an abuser. It has been 2 weeks since Richie was born, and Olga has to feed that baby every what? Half an hour? She got that baby on her teeth the entire time. And he wants to have a serious conversation about how she is not paying enough attention to him and their relationship, that she is giving all of her energy to that baby. He is wanting her to go against her natural instincts in order to appease him and make him feel loved. He says that he's doing everything for her, as he should, and that she's ungrateful. And she's not ungrateful. She's a 19-year-old with a 2-week-old baby by herself with this crazy American. And I really want the best for them, and I really want him to go get some therapy. I enjoy the fact that he was able to have that conversation with her without screaming, because it felt like he did want to yell and rail. But he just was like, I'm gonna have this conversation because this is how I'm feeling, and I'm gonna tell her how I'm feeling. And he put the onus on her to fix everything, like it's her fault because she's not giving him what he needs, and she's not appreciating him, and that she doesn't need to pay so much attention to the baby, that the baby's gonna be fine. He has no idea about babies. He's never raised a kid ever in his life, nor been around any kids ever in his life, but he's gonna tell her that she needs to stop paying attention to the baby and pay more attention to him. For some reason, he knows that, I guess. He knows something. He has intuition, daddy intuition, I guess. He tries to make them go to a fancy park. She's not feeling it. She doesn't know how to strap him in the car seat, and he gets frustrated because he's like, I want to go to the park. It's just like, then go to the park then, Steven. Walk around. Like, this is 2 weeks. Like, it's so early into it. Like, let's have this conversation in 3 months, can we? You want to have this conversation in the first 2 weeks? It's too much. But I love Olga so much, and I want the best for her, and I want Steven to be better. And I don't think that he's like crazy yet, but like if they don't go get some real counseling and some real help, he's gonna be a problem, and she's gonna have to leave him behind. Poor Olga, she's just crying, girl. She's like, I can't believe you feel unappreciated. I appreciate you, but damn, what am I supposed to do? Fix everything? There's a child on my teat. I have a thing that I have to take care of. There's a thing happening in my life, and it's Richie. It's a whole ass human that I have to like feed and sustain from my own body. Okay, so the next couple that we're gonna talk about is Colt and Larissa. So Colt and Larissa are driving in a car. No AC, girl. And all she's talking about is the oppressive heat and how hot it is. And he's like, yeah, it's so hot, like we're in a desert. And she doesn't get the sarcasm, but he's a dick for that move. I don't know if you guys have ever felt Vegas heat. Those of you who have felt Vegas heat, raise your hand. Now imagine being in that Vegas heat without any air conditioning. It is oppressive. It is a dry heat, and it feels like a blanket has been put over your face and you can barely breathe. She's never experienced this, and she's like frustrated at how hot it is, and he's just like being sarcastic. Get a new car. So they're apartment hunting. And they get to this loft, which costs way too much money a month to be furnished, but unfurnished, it's reasonable. $1,600, which I think is great. It is beautiful, and she wants to move in immediately. And Colt is just really worried. And now when Colt tells us this from his perspective about how he's lived with his mother, that she's retired, she's disabled, she's 66 years old, and they've lived together forever, he just feels like he's abandoning her. And he feels like he is her only son, and it is his job to take care of her. And that is where I'm like, now I'm starting to get what's going on. First, it felt like codependency, and now it's starting to feel like, oh, it is your duty. Sorry, I had to put the lights up again. It feels like, okay, it is your duty. You're right. It is your duty to take care of your mother. You don't necessarily need to live with her, but it is your job to take care of her. And it might be more financially sustaining for you to take care of her while you live with her. It might be cheaper. It still doesn't explain why they have that bucket, but it explains a lot. Larissa's really happy, and Colt wants to help make Larissa happy because he feels like he doesn't want her to go back to Brazil, but he knows he has to give in on some things, right? And so he's trying. So when they get back from house hunting, they walk into the apartment, and Debbie is sitting on a couch, girl. She is sitting on Larissa's couch, and I know that's Larissa's couch because he bought that couch for her, duh. Like, they wouldn't have had a couch if Larissa hadn't gone there and made them get a couch. And the couch is good, and the living room looks cute, and I'm actually happy that he gave her something. With a big picture of Larissa in the center. So anyways, they sit on the couch and they talk to Debbie about what they've been up to. And Debbie's like, you know what, if you guys have to move out, I will just go in a senior living assisted place. And it's just like the saddest little thing I've ever heard in my life. And Colt is looking like, well, what are you gonna do? And she's just like, well, you know, it's gonna be fine. I don't want you guys to feel like you have to take care of me. And Larissa's like, oh, Debbie, no. Larissa is hilarious. Larissa says, Debbie is like a cat. She'll disappear and then she'll reappear when it's time to make your life hell. Yo, is that not a cat? Hilarious. I'm gonna let her say it to you.
Where we live now, we don't have enough privacy because we live with Debbie. Debbie is like a cat. She disappears, but she appears when the time to make your life a hell.
It's still funny. Still funny. Okay. So funny. Larissa at this point doesn't even care. She's just trying to get Debbie out, and she's trying to like live her American dream without Debbie there asking questions and cooking food. So Colt is feeling some kind of way about it, and I do feel bad for Colt. I feel like he is between a rock and a hard place, but unfortunately this is what needs to happen, and this is why he hasn't had relationships in the past, was because of Debbie. Speaking of Debbie, look at this little cute picture that they put up of Debbie. She was so fly in the 70s, girl. Look how cute she is. Same eyebrows, different hair. Both Debbie and Colt wanna cry, but if Colt wants to see that ass backed up, then he gonna have to get rid of that mama. Okay, you guys, so that is the end of this episode. I thought that the Larissa and Colt storyline was actually really good this episode, and I think next episode is going to be even better, and I cannot wait. Okay? I am waiting for everything that's going to be happening in this entire season. It isn't the best season I've ever watched. Like, it's kind of like, oh, okay, but it's what we have. Oh, and speaking of what else we have, did you guys see Tariq's music video that Ricky helped him film and produce? It's called God Bless Woman. I'll link it below. It's the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Oh my God, it's horrible. It's horrible. But, you know, I want to support Tariq. He just really loves him some Hazel. All right, you guys, so that is the end of this episode. Let me know what you guys thought of this episode. Let's have a kiki and a conversation in the comment section. You guys know I live for your comments. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Let's do a little shouty out on Instagram. That seems to get more and more people to follow me on Instagram when they see it. Hey guys, I am filming the tail end of my 90-day fiance. I did a get ready with me on YouTube. You missed it, so go check it out. It's live right now. And I'm filming my recap at this very, very moment. Let's do that again. That wasn't clear. Okay, here we go. This is more natural. Hey guys, so I am filming the very tail end of my 90-day fiance recap that will be up on YouTube on Wednesday. If you want to see how I got this beat, however, I did do a live on YouTube just now, so it is live right now. You can go check that out. We talked about some cast tea. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to share this video with your friends. Share on other 90-day fiance social media platforms. All right, you guys, remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye.